2022 is a year of electing the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. William Ruto is determined to scuttle Raila Odinga's presidential bid in 2022. That is not a very shocking revelation for me because Raila Odinga is his key competitor. Last Saturday, Eldoret Sports Club rally unleashed William Ruto's tools and strategy to shoot down Raila Odinga. I listened to that whole rally. I think it was almost 6 hours. It took almost 6 hours because they took actually 5 hours in Eldoret Sports Club, but that convoy from Eldoret town to that place, it took some time. I want to say that that rally was a big success. It was a big success for William Ruto because it was intended to send a signal to William Ruto's political opponents, because William Ruto realized that these other rallies that he's been doing, the regional rallies that he's been doing in Coast and Western and Mobley Central, I think they have been more of an empowerment rallies. But if you look at what he was doing in Eldoret, William Ruto simply brought people together. Then he wanted just to send a statement. And that rally was meant to cement the Rift Valley vote as he starts what I think his final lap in a bid to go to inherit the house at the top of the hill. It was a big success, just a bit of a letdown by Mithika Linturi, who mentioned about the Mudawadwa, and I think I have analyzed conclusively that, by the way, he was arrested this morning. He was arrested on Sunday morning, then was taken to Nakuru, where he recorded a statement. So I'm going to analyze about that. But that rally, I think I was asking myself, and you could also wonder, why is it that their target and their agenda was Raila Odinga? Because every speaker who spoke in that meeting, everyone, I think except Cleophas Malala, who decided to speak in some proverbs, but did not attack Raila Odinga. Everyone, Kipchumba Murkomen attacked Raila Odinga. Rigathi Gachagua actually went to the point of dehumanizing Raila Odinga, saying that Raila is old, so when the meeting is all day, and and profiling the Luo community. Profiling the Luo community as people who wanavunja reli. So there was different attacks on Raila Odinga. And if you're keen, what I realized is that it was far of a big strategy. It was part of a bigger strategy by William Ruto to make sure that Raila Odinga's presidency is scuttled. If you're new to this channel, kindly take a second, subscribe. Also want to say thank you for over 100 subscribers. But there we have surpassed the 100 mark. And guys, I just say salute for that. Also, like this video so that YouTube will be suggesting this video to as many people as possible. Now, if you ask me, how is William Ruto planning to scuttle Raila Odinga's presidential bid? Now, I want to analyze this in some 4 observations that I made during the Eldoret rally. The first observation is a plan by nominated MP David Sankok to challenge legality of Raila Odinga's presidential bid. Now, I wanted to get what Sankok spoke about. Sankok said something that Raila Odinga should not be allowed to vie because of the mock swearing in 2017, and then the contentious 1982 coup d'etat. Remember, Raila actually became an enemy of the late former president Daniel Moi after the coup d'etat because he was actually arrested and they were harassed. The reason why Raila was in detention for those 6 years without trial was because he was implicated in that coup d'etat. And I think David Sankoch just spoke to wipe emotions. But if there is something that pains Raila too much about that, is that he was actually in detention without trial. So that in that case, that never improved his innocence, whether he was part of it or he was not part of it. And of course, he says that some of the health challenges that he goes through is because of the detention. And he mentioned this when he was in Kasarani. I don't think the issue was on Raila should not vie because she will be charged of treason and even trying to drag the army. The message was intended to demystify the strength of Raila's case in terms of putting himself as the Mandela moment. Now, I want you to listen here. Raila is been giving Kenyans, telling people about the troubles he went through for us to get that freedom. He was part of the freedom until even the multi-party. Now, I think that information has been so emotional and it is now wiping the emotions. And that's why you will be told that people between 30 and above really support Raila Odinga, because when Raila Odinga speaks about his time in detention. Now, William Ruto is trying to challenge that narrative by trying to say that whatever Raila went through was because he was part of the 1982 coup d'etat. So I think he just used Sankoch to deliver that message, so that whenever Raila will be talking about the challenges of detention, even having to leave the country, to be out of the country, in Norway, 3 years, actually he was away for 3 years. When he gives that story, the Ruto team are trying to challenge it, saying that he was responsible for what he went through. And I even saw in Twitter people taking that. So that's one strategy William Ruto is using. Secondly, is using the courts to stumble the political parties bill. And this was laid very bare with Alice Wahome. Alice Wahome mentioned that after the Senate will be done with the political parties bill, then the UDA party might go to court and challenge the legality of that bill. So my point is this: if it is taken to court, and you know that bill is saying it should, the nomination, or rather the coalition agreement should be taken to should be submitted to register political parties 6 months to elections. That means even if Senate passes this bill within January, then if they go to court, the court might drag this thing and it goes until somewhere in May. And then the Azimio la Umoja, because the political parties bill is what is going to help in making the framework of Azimio la Umoja, because Raila Odinga will be using Azimio la Umoja. So these court cases are going to delay that bill. So if that bill is delayed, then even the formation of Azimio la Umoja will be affected. So that is also another strategy. Now, another unleashed tool that William Ruto was planning on Raila is what Rigathi Gachagua was doing, demonizing Raila Odinga. When he spoke about his health, and I think, yes, it is true that Raila Odinga is not, as he normally sleeps on the podium. He sleeps on the podium. It's true he sleeps. But you don't know why it is so. Maybe Raila is sick. Raila has been on record being taken out of the country for medical attention and coming back. But he is a human being, and anyone else can be sick. So William Ruto, because he has already known that his supporters are youth, he wants to show that Raila is incapable, that Raila has physical incapability even to run the country. That is why Rigathi Gachagua spoke about what he spoke about. And so that was also another card that they're planning against Raila Odinga. Now, lastly, I also think that William Ruto is making sure he scatters the One Kenya Alliance, or he destabilizes, because they can support Raila. And that is why he even he invited ANC leader Cleophas Malala to attend in the back of Musalia Mudavadi, so that when he goes back, because ANC later went and said they dissociated themselves from Musalia, from Cleophas Malala. That tells you that if OKA is destabilized, because William Ruto knows that OKA will support Raila Odinga. If you look at that majority, it's only Musalia and Wetangula who are having developing cold feet. But the other three gentlemen, Kalonzo, Gideon Moi, and Jirongo, might support Raila. Those are some of strategies that William Ruto is employing to make sure that they shoot down Raila Odinga presidency. Because it could, and we're waiting for the next rally. He has realized that he's now going to maybe to the counties, because he was unleashed. He was actually endorsed by Kalenjin Council of Elders to go and vie for presidency. So when he goes to other area, what we are looking for is they are going to attack Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja candidates. Because even Rift Valley, it's just like they only had some 3 leaders to talk about: the Mishra, Kutuny, and Tinderet MP, I think. So, but when they go to Mombasa, they will be camping there to attack Raila Odinga and the whole Azimio la Umoja crew. When they go to Lower Eastern, they will be going there to attack Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja crew. Because if you look at like the message in Central, in Rift Valley, those are his fans. Why did he take the opportunity to find how he can attack Raila and the other people? Guys, that is why even the issue of Madoadoa came there. So, lastly, I think William Ruto is pushing for a 6-piece to make sure that he locks all other non-UDA parties in their strong bases. Like when he goes to Rift Valley, they're going to push for 6-piece. When they go to Central, they're going to push for 6-piece. The areas where they think they have big strength, they're going to push for 6-piece to lock out Raila Odinga. And of course, that is normal, because even Azimio la Umoja crew will be pushing for a 6-piece. Even though Raila Odinga might push for a 6-piece in Western and Nyanza and partly Mombasa and Kilifi and even Nairobi, but some other areas he might actually try to give freedom so that the other small parties that will be in Azimio can elect their own. So guys, that's my take on this. You can also get to our comment section and tell us what you think about this.